WRDE, Milford, Cincinnati. When I finally was able to do my own show, I wanted it not only just to be fun and entertaining, but inspiring, and to bring Cincinnati into a positive light. Broadcasting from the Queen City, this is Digging Rich Live.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Digging Rich Live. Happy New Year, everybody. I am, of course, Digging Rich. You are now experiencing one of the greatest shows of all time, according to Kanye West. Well, enough about Kanye West. He's going to be pretty busy next year. And speaking of next year, hey, we are less than 13 hours away from 2013, and I know a lot of people were saying to themselves, wow, this year went by so fast. But I thought 2012 went pretty fast as well. But it was just so much happening. So much good happened in 2012. Some not so good. But we are en route to 2013. Clean slate. Brand new person. Brand new you. Here's a chance to make all those things that you didn't make quite right. Well, make it right. Make it work, as Tim would say from Project Runway. This is the moment. And as you go through the rest of today, start thinking about what is it that you want to do in your life to improve yourself in 2013. I know I have a couple of things that I have planned and working on and plan to work on in order to better myself, because there's always room for improvement. There's always room to make more room for more happiness for yourself. So if there's any time to think about that, New Year's Eve is the perfect time for that. And speaking of New Year's Eve, I have a very special message for all those listening in the Cincinnati area. You may be going out and about tonight to the local clubs, bars, and it is New Year's, so you're probably thinking, well, why don't I get a little extra tipsy, have an extra good time? What am I doing tonight? Well, I'm actually working. Yeah, I'm actually working for the first time ever on New Year's Eve. So, hey, it's cool. It's cool. I'll still get to experience it. But for those of you in the Cincinnati area that's going to be out and about, I don't know if you noticed my Facebook page. Yes, my Facebook page, facebook.com/DiggingRichLive. If you haven't gone to it already, definitely check it out and like it. And on that page, you'll find a very special article in regards to Care Cab. Now, for those of you in the Cincinnati tri-state area, Cab Care, as you well know, is a very special program that goes on during New Year's. It's sponsored by AAA and MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Starting tonight at 6 p.m., cabs in the Cincinnati area will offer free cab rides to wherever you want to go. Now, there are certain restrictions and all of that good stuff. On my Facebook page, I actually have a link to the Fox 19 article, and it also has the phone number that you can call starting at 6 p.m. tonight. Now, this is for the Cincinnati listening area only. Cincinnati listeners only. The number to call to utilize Care Cab tonight is 513-768-FREE. That's 513-768-3733. Now, again, there are certain restrictions to apply, so definitely we want to pay attention to that. Definitely check out the article. Right now it's on my Facebook page, facebook.com/DiggingRichLive. Definitely check it out. And for those of you that's outside of the Cincinnati area, or for those of you in Indiana, those of you in New York, I know some people in New York listening, my old hometown, Florida, California. Now, if you're thinking that maybe there might be a program like this going on in your area tonight, it really doesn't hurt to check out your local AAA office or contact your local MAD office, that's Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Check out their local website. You might be able to find some sort of program tonight. That way you can enjoy New Year's and You can, more importantly, you can enjoy New Year's Day because you have reached your destination safely. And safety is definitely one of the important keys in having fun on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So definitely take a look into that. I think it's a very great program. Very fortunate to live in a city that offers such a program as an alternative to mass transit. So good job. Thumbs up to AAA and to Mothers Against Drunk Driving for offering that service. Again, if you're outside the Cincinnati area, check your local office, check the local AAA website, check the local MAD website, and see if there's a program like that set up. And if not, maybe you want to contact a couple people and get something going here. That way everyone could be safe and still have a good time. Now, going back through 2012 on a personal level, 2012 has probably been the most intense, challenging year for me for many reasons. This was the year that I turned 30. I mean, 3 decades of me. For those of you who know me for a while, that's pretty crazy. I mean, you've known me for that long? I've been here for that long and still survived? How? Hey, doesn't matter how. I'm still here, still standing. This has also been a year that Redod Entertainment started, the parent company of Digging Rich Live, and had a great launch party. Did a couple of projects, and definitely some big projects coming up for next year. So definitely a great start to Redod Entertainment. And this was also a year that has changed my life medically. I don't know how many people are aware of this, but back in January, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And as you know, it's a very serious condition. Fortunately, it was discovered early enough in which I didn't have to take insulin shots. I'm actually taking pills to maintain my blood sugar, as well as dieting, exercising, and watching, pretty much what goes into my body. I just had a doctor's appointment early this morning, and I'm happy to report that my blood sugars is at a normal rate. And for those of you who haven't seen me in a while, I have lost some weight. How much weight? Well, starting off this year, I was 370 pounds. Now, during the year, I have fluctuated because of various reasons, different diets, different medications affecting me differently. But I'm happy to report that as of this morning, I weigh 340 pounds. Now, to some people, okay, it's 30 pounds here, 30 pounds there. But to me, that's an accomplishment. I mean, I feel very blessed to have been able to lose this weight. I feel it every day. And one of my resolutions, and we'll go over my resolutions later on in the show, but one of them is definitely to continue the weight loss trend. And at first, I didn't think it was easy, but turns out just changing a few things can make so much of an impact. And at some point throughout the year, I will go over, exactly what I'm doing through blogs, and maybe I have a few episodes here and there, a few update episodes on how I'm doing health-wise. So definitely something to look forward to in 2012. I hope I definitely know I'll reach my goal, which I'll go over later on in the show. But if there's someone out there that's struggling with weight, let me tell you, from personal experience, I've always been a big person all my life. If you want to lose weight, it can be done. I mean, talk to your doctor, get a support system going of friends and family, and whatever plan you choose, because there are so many different plans out there. If I went over each and every one of them, this would be the longest show ever. But there are so many different plans. We have so many different weight loss plans, exercise equipment, ways of life that helps with dieting and exercise. Whatever you choose. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can't suggest the one thing that's going to work because not everything works for everyone. But whatever you choose, stick with it. Don't give up. That's the number one problem. Most people, they make these resolutions. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym, and I've been guilty of this too. So I'm not sitting here as a cynical, holier than thou person. I'm guilty of this too. We try it out for a few months, and then what happens? For whatever reason, we just stop. But I'm telling you from experience, if you stick with the plan that's right for you, it'll make so much of a difference. And you'll see the results in time, and you'll feel the results in time. And people will come up to you and say, hey, you look different. You lost weight. And that'll just motivate you to keep going. So I just thought I'd share that brief little intro. So what do we have for today's show? Well, this is the last year of 2012, so I'll go over some New Year's resolutions, some plans that I have for 2013. Hopefully this will inspire some of you, if you haven't thought about it already, to come up with some plans. And what else do we have going on today? Oh yes, this is the last day of 2012, I want to end this year on a good note, on a positive note, and on a clean slate. So during the show, I'm actually going to express my gratitude to those people who have been so much of an impact to me this year. And I'm also going to admit some wrongdoings that I've done this year. I haven't been the perfect person. No one is perfect. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to admit my faults from this year, and offer an apology to the persons that I have wronged. And there have also been some people that have wronged me this year that I would like to acknowledge that I forgive them, because I don't want to carry over into the new year any bad vibes, animosity, negativity, drama. No, none of that. So I'm just going to let it out in the open today. I'm going to accept the faults that was done to me, wrongly, forgive those people responsible, and I will admit that I was wrong in certain aspects. So it's more of like a cleansing show today. We're cleansing out the bad for 2012, and we're making room for the good in 2013. And if you guys have some resolutions that you'd like to share, I'm currently looking at my Facebook page right now, so head over to facebook.com/diggingrich.live and just leave a comment about your New Year's resolutions. And when we come back from this quick commercial, I'll go over some resolutions that I have and some plans that I have for 2013. You're listening to Digging Rich Live. Oh, we're back. You ever have that moment where you're sneaking into the cookie jar and you get caught and you have that look on your face? Well, during the commercial, I was actually taking one bite of my salad that I made from a local supermarket. And oh my goodness, it's a really good salad. It's got lettuce, tomatoes, balsamic vinegar, slices of turkey, slices of beef, a little bit of bacon bits, and cheese, of course, cheddar cheese, provolone cheese. It's so good. And I've been staring at this since the show started. I'm like, oh my goodness, when am I going to have a time to finish this? Because, again, there's a lot of stuff that I have to do today. That's what I was wondering around I'm going to be doing. And so I'm just staring at this. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it won't hurt if I took a bite. And sure enough, I thought I was going to be finished with the bite before coming back on, but apparently not. Oh, well. It's a good salad. So I feel good about it. So earlier I mentioned that I made some mistakes this year. I'm not really proud of them, but I wanted to acknowledge certain people who I have wronged, and I wanted to apologize to them on air. And I don't know if they're listening to this live right now, but I'm sure at some point they will listen to this. And I just want these people, and I just want everyone to understand that I'm not doing this for self-righteousness or anything like that. I'm doing this to clear the air and just clear the way for 2013. So I want to start off with a local business right here in Cincinnati called Cincy Domino's. Now, I was employed with Cincy Domino's for a good amount of time this year, from July up until October, and I left. I actually walked away because of a minor dispute with the store manager that I was working in. And now that I look back, I realized it was actually a great company to work for. It's owned by Mr. John Glass and his family, Glass family. And they're a great family. They're a great group of individuals who are so caring, and they give a lot of opportunities. And I wanted to actually publicly apologize to them for leaving. And I just wanted to be known for the record that the Glass family, they're one of the great families here in Cincinnati that started up a business. It's now up to 25 stores. I mean, Domino's Pizza, they got great products, great products, and a great staff. And, even though I regret leaving the company, I'm also grateful to them for giving me such an opportunity. And there's another person that works with Cincy Domino's. He's a very hard worker. I've known him for about 2 years, and he's one of the most hardest working people I've ever met. And he actually vouched for me when I first applied, and his name is Nick Hellman. And Nick, I felt that I've let you down when I left the company, and I do seriously apologize for that because you have put so much faith in me. And I want to thank you for putting so much faith in me to vouch for me the way you did to get me into Cincy Domino's. It's something I will never forget. It's actually not only one of the low points of this year for my life, for me leaving, but just the fact that I worked there was actually one of the greatest points of this year as well. So, to Nick Hellman and to the Glass Family Pizza Company, even though we've parted ways on a professional level, I still have all the respect in the world for you and for what you've done. And again, thank you for providing me with such an opportunity. Another person I'd like to thank right now is the owner of PD Pro Audio. This gentleman has been essential in my broadcasting career. He pretty much gave me my first job right before even graduating broadcasting school. And, we were a little distant throughout the year, but we were able to bounce back towards the end. And so to Nick Abraham, Nick, I can't say enough how grateful I am to you for all the opportunities that you presented me, and for all of your advice and just being there for me when I needed it. I was so honored to be at your wedding party, the Cincinnati wedding party anyway, when you married Brittany. And I know that you love her very much, and I know that you two are going to be just fine. And again, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done. And I hope that, you and I can collaborate. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a little emotional, so I mess up on a few words. Hopefully you and I, Nick, can work together in 2013 on some great projects. So, again, congratulations to PD Pro Audio for a great year. I mean, you guys have really expanded. Special shout out to Jimmy and Fat Cat and Joe and Rick. You guys know who you are. So, thank you, and I look forward to what 2013 can bring. And there's one final issue. Well, not so much an issue, but there was one final event of this year that really set the core for not only this show, but for my entire life. And, it's a really big one. And we're going to go into details about that, plus go into my plans for the next year in terms of New Year's resolutions right after this quick commercial break. This is Digging Rich Live. And welcome back to Digging Rich Live. I'm Digging Rich, and we're going over the highs and lows of 2012, at least in my personal life. As most of you know, this isn't my first radio. This isn't the first show I've done on Spreaker.com. I have done previous shows. Most of them has been with a co-host. And this particular co-host is, well, everyone knows is Typhoon. And we did have a show, Life with Typhoon and Digging Rich. And it was a great show. It really was a great show. It really took me a couple steps out of my element, my normal element. But as I look back, I realized it was actually a good thing because I was able to be more creative. Now, as most of you know, the last episode of Typhoon and Digging Rich was on June 1st of this year. And as all of you know, Typhoon and I have been through a separation in terms of business partners and in terms of best friends. Now, I'm not going to go into detail why or the events leading up to it because I feel that it's irrelevant. But the point is, everyone knows that it happened and we had a huge fallout. And it did take a personal toll on me because, Typhoon was my best friend for 5 years. We've done various shows together, not only on radio, but on YouTube as well. The Ty and Rich Show. So, when June 1st came and the breakup came, so to speak, it did hurt me. It hurt me on a professional level, and it also hurt on a personal level. Now, what I'm about to say, not everyone's going to agree with what I have to say right now. And that's fine. I'm not asking for everyone to agree with what I'm about to say. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and I respect everyone's opinion. But I'm actually going to announce this. And like I said, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this, and that's fine. I'm probably going to get a lot of people talking and a lot of people's opinions about this. That's fine too. Recently, Typhoon has contacted me, and we actually let everything out. We let everything out on the table about what happened, about why it happened, and I'm happy to report that a reconciliation has been made. We both did things, we both said things that we really didn't mean. We apologized to each other, and one of the things coming up in 2013 is, we're actually going to be doing a show together again, a simulcast show. So I'm really looking forward to working with him again. And, I'm actually, and in all honesty, I'm actually glad that June 1st occurred the way it did. And the reason why I'm glad that it occurred the way it did is because it made me a stronger person on a personal level, and it also made me a stronger person on a professional level. And so, to Typhoon, because I know he's listening, I want to apologize for you for anything I may have done to cause this breakup, even though we've already said our apologies and made our peace. But I also want to thank you for June 1st, because like I said, it made me a stronger person. And I'm truly grateful for that. And I look forward to collaborating with you in the future. And on a personal note, if there's anyone that has any negativity towards what I just said, I'm more than welcome to hear your opinions in a respectable manner. Again, my life, this show, is not about negativity. It's about positive energy and positive thinking and open-mindedness. So, if there's any negativity that comes about this, chances are you probably won't hear it from me. You probably won't hear about it from me, at least. But at the same time, I do welcome everyone's opinion. I respect everyone's opinion. At the same time, what I decide to do with my life and who I decide to involve in my life is my business. No opinion will change that. I decide. It's my fate. And that's all I have to say about that. Coming up, the rest of my New Year's resolutions and plans for 2013. You're listening to Digging Rich Live. Welcome back to Digging Rich Live. I'm Digging Rich, broadcasting live from the Digging Rich Studios in Cincinnati, Ohio. And as you all know, it is New Year's Eve. We are about 12 and a half hours away from 2013. A lot of people are gearing up, getting ready to go out and about and celebrate with friends and loved ones. I will be at work, which is cool. That's cool. Holiday pay. Hey, always a good thing. But I will be spending some time today thinking about 2013 and what it is that I would like to do. Now, I know earlier I said this will be my list of resolutions, but I don't really call them resolutions. I call them things that I want to and I will get accomplished in 2013. So let's go ahead and start with my list. First and foremost, I will lose more weight in 2013. I've already started. As most of you heard earlier, I've lost 20 pounds in the past couple months. I'm down to 340. My blood sugar levels are doing much better for my diabetes, and I plan on keeping it that way. I will finally have an automobile. Yes, for many years now, I've lived my life through the mass transit public transportation system. Now, in some instances, it's been a big help. In other instances, it has not. This will be the year that I will be out and about on the road in my own car. No monthly payments, no finance charges. I will buy my own car. If it's an older model, that's fine, as long as it runs. But once again, you heard it here first. I will be driving. I know that's not proper English, but oh well. I will be driving in 2013. I'm already halfway there with the permit. I will be acquiring my license, and I will buy my car, my first car, in 2013. So, for those of you in Cincinnati, I suggest you watch out because, I don't know, I might be a little speed racer out there. You never know. For those of you who are police officers, I'm just kidding. I will obey all laws of the road. My next thing that I will like to accomplish and that I will accomplish in 2013 involves Verdad Entertainment. As most of you know, I am the owner and president of Radon Entertainment. And my goal for Radon Entertainment next year is to have 5 completed projects. Now, some of those projects are in the works right now. Digging Rich Live will continue to be a Spreaker.com show throughout 2013. I'm also working on a couple of documentaries right now. And I would also love input on what Radon Entertainment can do, whether it's another Spreaker.com show or an idea for a documentary or a film. We welcome all of that. So, once again, my goal for Radon Entertainment is 5 completed projects, whether it be an online radio show or a documentary. And that is also in the works right now. So, big things happening with that. So, definitely keep watch for that, and you'll hear more about that as the year progresses. Another thing that I would like to do and that I will do, and I think this is probably one of the biggest ones for me this year, is to return home to New York City. I am formerly from New York City, and there is a lot of unfinished business that I have in New York. And there are a few people that I have avoided for many years now that I will end that by actually going to New York and seeing these people face to face and taking care of all unfinished business. Now, when will that occur? I can't say because I don't know yet. But I know that it will definitely happen. I will be paying a visit to my hometown of New York to settle some scores and to take care of some unfinished business and to see people that I've avoided for a long time now. And that's going to be a good thing. That's going to be a cleansing thing, you know. It'll be dealt with. It'll be done. It'll be over with. Nothing bad. I just want to let you guys know. So it's nothing bad. Really isn't. Again, it's mostly unfinished business that I have in New York City that I would like to take care of. Speaking of unfinished business, my next thing that I would like to do and that I will accomplish is to start repairing my credit. You know, there are people that I owe. I have student loans, collection agencies, and all that stuff. And I like to actually start chipping away at that to improve my credit because there will come a time where I would like to buy a house and I would like to own a credit card, you know. And by repairing my credit, I feel will help me in that step. So we'll definitely work on that. The next thing I like to work on, and that I will work on, and that I will have, is I would like to be involved in a relationship, a romantic relationship. I mean, let's face it. 2013, I'll be 31 years old in April. I'm not getting any younger. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I'm not getting any younger. 2012 has taught me that by exposing, for the first time in my life, my gray hairs, which I have come to terms with. But I'm not getting any younger. I think it's time for me to settle down. And as a matter of fact, there is someone that I am talking to right now. I don't know if that person is listening or not, but to this person, and you know who you are, I would like to thank you for re-entering my life. And 2013 is going to be a big year for us. And I look forward to spending 2013 with you as a romantic partner, someone who I can turn to, someone who I can trust, and more importantly, someone who I can love unconditionally, as in a relationship, as in possibly life partner. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and you guys will hear about that as well. And finally, the last thing that I would like to work on, and that I will work on, and this comes as in no particular order, is I would finally like to have a place of my own. For the past couple of years, I've lived with roommates, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. I'm very grateful for the people that I've lived with in the past. I'm grateful for the opportunity and for where I'm at right now. So please, don't take this the wrong way. But I feel that it's time, it's time to step out on my own and actually succeed this time. I've tried it before, didn't work out. I feel that this year is the year for me to step out on my own completely. And part of that is getting a place of my own. Now, more than likely, it'll start off as an apartment. That's fine. And again, I don't mean to say anything bad about my current living situation, because my current living situation is a great one. It really is. I am thankful to my roommate for being the person that he is and for welcoming me into his home and for saying and just for being there. I'm really thankful for that. And I know that when the time comes for me to leave, that it will be an understanding situation on both ends. So, again, it's nothing negative whatsoever. My living situations have been nothing but awesome, but it's time for me to have a living situation of my own, and I feel that this is the year to do it. Oh, another resolution. Well, yes, I said the R word. Ooh, I said the R word. Oh no. Another thing I would like to do is, and that I will do this year, this 2013, is I don't know how many people know this, but I'm a huge, huge wrestling fan. Ever since I was born. The first thing I can remember was my grandfather and I watching WrestleMania. The first WrestleMania. Yes, I just gave away my age again, but still. I remember back then, this was a time before cable, before the internet, before cell phones. This was a time before pay-per-view, okay? Yes, it was the 80s. It was an interesting time back then. And since then, my fascination with professional wrestling increased. I watched WWE at a time in which it was called WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Not to confuse it with the now WWF, World Wildlife Fund. And then WCW, I would watch that. I would occasionally watch ECW. And nowadays, it's a toss-up between I watch WWE and a few occasions, I would watch TNA. I admit that. My goal for this year, and it will happen, and I will make it happen, the WWE SmackDown is coming to the US Bank Arena in March of 2013. I will go to that event, and it will be my first live event in terms of professional wrestling. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time now. Especially when I was living back in New York City, I always wanted to go to a WWE event inside Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, the arena of all arenas. I mean, there's history in Madison Square Garden. And for me to go to watch a wrestling event, that's my ultimate goal in life. That's the top of my ultimate bucket list, which I will go over my bucket list in a future show. But for now, yes, I would like to I will be going to a WWE event in March at US Bank Arena, and it will be awesome. Speaking of awesome, I actually have another thing that I would like to do that I will do this year. I always wanted to experience Mardi Gras down in New Orleans, as they like to call it. If I said it wrong, I'm truly sorry. But my goal for this year, and I really would like to work on it, and I really think that I can do this year, is I would like to go down to New Orleans to experience Mardi Gras in person and to actually bring back some beads. And there's some works in the progress right now of making that a reality. And if I am successful at this, then this will be a great year. But enough about me. Now's the time for you guys to think, what is it that you want to happen in 2013? What is it that you would like to see happen for yourself? Where would you like to be? What would you like to do? If there was ever a time to start thinking about that, now would be the time. And if you're the type of person that doesn't believe in putting up resolutions, then that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Whatever you do in 2013, make it your best year ever. You know, make it a positive year for yourself. Me, for example, I'm making it a great year by clearing out my closet, starting off with a clean slate. Oh, and speaking of that, I almost forgot something, and I cannot believe I forgot this. Recently, I was involved with a relationship, and this person told me some things that wasn't exactly true, and rather than forgive him, I lost all faith in him, and that was wrong of me. Now, it wasn't right that this person lied, but at the same time, I should have had more faith in this person. So, to TC, those are the initials, and you know who you are. Now, I am sorry that I didn't have more faith in you, and I hope that this year will bring you nothing but happiness. And, I would like to see you happy next year, in spite of the wrongdoing that I had done in terms of losing my faith and trust in you. So with that said, I think it's time for another commercial. In the meantime, and during that time period, I'm going to see if I can finish my salad here, and we'll talk more about 2012 and 2013 right here on Digging Rich Live. And we're back with Digging Rich Live. I don't even know what show I'm doing. No, I'm kidding. This is Digging Rich, broadcasting to you live from the Digging Rich Studios in Cincinnati. And we're going over the last day of 2012 and what to look forward to in 2013. Now, there was a lot of things that happened in 2012 that made such an impact. President Obama received the re-election. And there was a lot of other good things that happened. And there were some things that weren't so good this year. One of those things involves Superstorm Sandy, who pretty much nothing short of word ravished the East Coast, especially the New York, New Jersey area that I've known and loved and grew up on. Some people have lost lives. Other people's homes destroyed. The Atlantic City Boardwalk, which I've known for so many years, virtually gone. People to this day are still suffering from that. And so, in 2013, please keep in mind of those people that are still hurting, and try to help them out as much as you can. Another group of people that comes to mind and comes in terms of 2012 is up in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. And I haven't talked about this incident on the show yet, but and it was in a very unfortunate situation, and of all places, in elementary school. When I think back to that incident, I think back and I think about those 20 angels who are now sitting in heaven, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and instantly I thought about my steps. I thought about my half sister, who's around, oh goodness, 8 or 9 right now. I thought about a lot of people who have kids, a lot of kids who I know. And so it's a very scary situation. And I can only imagine what the families of the victims have gone through this holiday season and what they will be going through next year. And on a personal note, my thoughts are definitely with them, because no parent should ever have to bury their child. And I hope that through this unfortunate event, some good happens, not only for that community, but for all of us who've felt that. And to those people that are listening, this show does broadcast all over the place, but if you're listening right now in Sandy Hook, you have my condolences, and you have my faith in those angels looking down on you and watching over you as this year and as the years to come occur. And I think that's the best way I can say it. What else happened this year? Well, we had the Olympics this year. Well, we didn't have it, meaning the U.S. It was in London, but nevertheless, still an impressive feat. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really good. What else happened? There was this year went by so fast, it's like I have to actually stop and think back. Okay, well, what happened? We were introduced to Gundam Style, the video itself is in the history books right now. It's the first YouTube video to receive over 1 billion views. Who knew that dancing and riding around like a cowboy would actually have such an impact? Who knew? I didn't see it coming, but hey. Of course, in the more recent news, a lot of pregnancies out there this year. What was it, Prince William and his girlfriend? Well, no, excuse me, his bride, because they're married now. They're expecting a kid, and then having a kid's a wonderful thing. And then on the flip side, as we all just recently found out today, there's going to be a Karwesh baby. Yes, I said it, Karwesh. That's my trademark. If anyone uses it, they need to write out a check to Richard Addison. As in Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. They announced that Kim is pregnant. Ooh. My blessings to the parents, and my hope and my considerate, serious hope that everything goes well with the pregnancy, and that this child is brought up into a world where he or she will not have to be afraid. He or she can be themselves and live their lives the way they want to. And speaking of which, how could I forget this important detail this year? More states have passed laws allowing marriage for everyone, regardless of sexual orientation. I believe it was a total of 6 states this year, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, I will admit if I'm wrong. Please let me know. But 6 more states, that's pretty good. That's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I feel that gay marriage shouldn't be gay marriage. It should be marriage, period. I mean, two people love each other, consenting adults. Why wouldn't they get married? They do everything else in this country. They have jobs, they work, they pay taxes. So why not get married? Why deny the one simple thing of marriage and equality? I mean, there are other countries around the world that have equality. For example, Spain. Spain actually just recently passed laws of marriage equality for everyone. I mean, come on, U.S. Let's be the shining example of the world again. Let's just end the debacle. Let's just make it legal. I mean, you want to talk about stimulating the economy here? Do you know how much Hey, guess what? With marriage, sometimes comes divorce. You have a brand new market of divorce couples. That's how you stimulate the economy, ladies and gentlemen. Booyah! Yes, I just did a booyah. And you know what? It felt good. Okay, but all joking aside, 2013, I feel we all should just come together and let's just come together, end this petty arguments, end this nonsense. I mean, right now, I don't know what's going on with this quote unquote fiscal cliff. I know some of you have heard about it, and I'm just looking at this and it's like, really? A group of people can't get along about how to spend money? Where there are thousands and thousands of families out there who make a monthly budget. I mean, that's what I see this as. I see this as a budget plan. Come on. There are families out there that are budgeting right now, and they manage to do just fine. So why can't the government do the same thing? I mean, what's the point of all this greed and argument? And who really suffers? The people that the people that voted you to represent them. They suffer. The taxpayers, the hardworking Americans, they suffer. So, again, not knowing if my message will reach Washington, D.C. at this present time, but my message to all elected officials, whether they be Democrat or Republican, politics as usual doesn't work today. Set your differences aside. Come together. Reach a consensus. Bring the morale back up in this country. And it can once again be a great nation. Wow, I never thought I would go political on this show, but it just had to be said. And you know what? That's what this show's all about. It's about being positive and having a positive impact on people. And sometimes it takes some real talk. Real talk. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because coming soon, well, not on this channel, not on this show, but there is a show coming up with a good friend of mine. It's called Real Talk with Typhoon. And let me tell you, I think it's going to be very interesting. And who knows? I might be on an episode of Real Talk one day. Now, I wonder. I hope HBO doesn't confuse Real Talk with Typhoon with the actual TV show Real Talk with Bill Meyer. Hey, if you're listening, you may want to do some more research on the name. For me personally, I love the name, but I would hate for you to start off the new year with a lawsuit of copyright infringement. Again, just my advice. Just my advice. Wow, this has been a very interesting show. You know why? Because it was mostly talk. And I didn't think I would actually pull it off, but I did. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening in today. Once again, on behalf of Digging Rich Live, on behalf of Redot Entertainment, I'd like to personally wish each and every one of you a very safe, a very happy new year. Go out, enjoy yourself, enjoy the night. Hopefully 2013 brings each and every one of you nothing but the best. I hope all of you prosper. I hope all of you find happiness that you're looking for. I hope all of you find closures that need closing. If you're looking for a new career, I wish you the best in that. If you're looking to expand your educational horizon, more power to you. This show will cross over into 2013 as a show of positive thinking and positive enlightenment. So, to keep track of Digging Rich Live, definitely head up to Spreaker.com/user/DiggingRichLive. There's also the Facebook page, Facebook.com/DiggingRichLive. If you want to hit me up on a personal level, you can reach me at Facebook.com, keyword search Richard Damian Addison. Again, I'd like to personally thank everyone that has been involved in my life this past year. Good or bad, I take it as great blessings, and I thank you for that. I'm so grateful. And I can't say it enough. To everyone, I wish all of you the best. Have a safe and happy New Year's. I look forward to joint mutual success in 2013. This has been the Happy New Year's 2013 edition of Digging Rich Live. This is a Redot Entertainment production. I'm Digging Rich, signing off. Happy New Year, be safe, and I'll see you in 2013. For more information on Digging Rich Live, visit Facebook.com/DiggingRichLive. On behalf of everyone from Redot Entertainment, have a safe and happy New Year. You've been listening to Digging Rich Live, a Redot Entertainment production.